Well, hello, my friend. I'm Dave Taylor, and this is my first live broadcast on YouTube, anyway. And glad to see you. I just want to let you know something. I am normal, just like you are. And that's the good thing, right? We're all normal if you think about it. Maybe some of us do things different ways and in different manners, but we're all pretty much alike. And one of the things that you're going to have to come to grips with is the fact that, well, some people are straight and some people are gay, LGBT, and so on and so forth. And you just kind of have to get used to that fact. It may make you feel uncomfortable, but the truth is, what are you going to do? Just because you're uncomfortable doesn't mean that everybody else should change their life and the way that they do things. But I just wanted to make this video really to help people. If you're coming out and you're trying to live your life, you might be asking some questions. You might be asking a bunch of things. And I want to be able to help you. I'm 46 years old. I took an incredibly long time to come out. I grew up in a different age, in a different era, in the 60s and in the 70s. And during that time, and I would even say the 80s when I was a teenager and later in college years there in the 80s, that it was still hard to come out. You couldn't be you, especially in Tennessee where I lived. You just simply couldn't do it. So that really gave me a struggle. That gave me a lot of a hard way to go. In my case. Now, you might live somewhere like here, like I do in southern Florida, and it might be easier for you to come out. You may live in California in different places where it's acceptable. There's a large community there where you can get support and help and friends and so forth. And maybe you're going to be blessed in that regard. Myself, though, however, I was not. When I grew up, it was very difficult for me. It just was. It was awful. I was forced to be an orientation that I was not. I was forced to be to participate in a lot of very, very manly guy activities by well-intentioned people, I think, that saw my orientation. I mean, come on, you really do grasp it very early on, and you see it in people's lives, if not your own as well. You know that you were born this way. You know that you are this way. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And a lot of straight people don't get that. They don't understand it because why? Well, they've always been straight. Well, great. Well, but see here, there's the key. They've always been straight, and they've always known. Well, you know if you're gay or not. And that's an interesting point that I have to make, and I want to share with you, is that you don't ask yourself the question, am I gay or not? People ask me that all the time. Hey, Dave, tell me, how do I know I'm gay? Well, look, it's pretty much very simple. You are who you are, and you're real, and you need to be you, and you will very easily know if you are. I mean, when you look at someone, you're attracted, and I don't mean just, oh, they're pretty, or oh, they're handsome, or whatever. I mean, you're attracted. So, and it's not perverted in any way. It's as normal and as pure and as good as it could be between anybody. So that's, pretty much it's going to be autopilot. You're going to know, okay? And if you're asking the question, if you're not hiding and covering it up so much that you're not sure, and that generally is the problem. If you're not sure, you need to think of maybe what was the environment that I grew up in? What was the culture that I grew up in? Was it impossible for me to even have this kind of thought in the first place? And so you dismiss it, and so you think it's evil, and so you think it's wrong, and you just throw it away. Or maybe it was very difficult for you because of shame or because of guilt or whatever it is. Which leads me to an interesting term that a coworker shared with me. She said that there is internalized homophobia, which occurs, which occurs when the culture and the environment around you is homophobic. In other words, homophobic means that they have a fear of self love, or you know what I mean, like you love the same sex. And there's this fear, discrimination, terrible things actually. Homophobia is not a good word. It's not like arachnophobia where you're afraid of spiders. I mean, this is like discriminatory, this is degrading, this is everything that is against freedom and happiness and liberty, and unalienable rights that God gives us, and how He makes us. You know what I mean? It's like making fun of somebody because of their skin color. It's the same thing. Homophobia is against homosexuals, and it's wrong. So anyway, internalized homophobia is when you take that same discriminatory opinion and attitude, rejection in culture, and you bring it upon yourself. You say, well, how do you do that? Well, have you ever been like so embarrassed of yourself where every day you are pretty much what you're doing is that when you look at somebody of the same sex and you go, oh wow, oof, you know, and that, or just looking and you just, you know, or you're just being yourself, and you're a male and it's too feminine, or you're a woman and it's too masculine, and or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. So what happens is that you feel really bad. You're like, oh, I shouldn't do that. Oh, I shouldn't. But it's natural. You didn't even think about it. It's because it's you. But yet you turn on yourself and you judge yourself and you condemn yourself as if you were being, you know, discriminating against yourself. You see what I mean? It's kind of like the world does it towards you, and now you do it toward you. And what happens is that you will die a slow death by doing this, because day after day after day, you are going to constantly be sending yourselves negative messages. You're going to be defeating yourself and destroying your self-image, destroying your soul, destroying your person inside. And that's why you hear about gay people wanting to kill themselves and why they just can't live anymore. It's that internalized homophobia against themselves. And may I ask you, you know, are you prejudiced against you? Have you let your church, have you let, you know, good, well-intentioned people, but they're still discriminatory and still wrong, are you letting these people label you, call you names, and then therefore now you call yourself the name? Oh yeah, I'm a fag, you know. I mean, what? Come on. Why do you call yourself these things? And you need to just start being you. That's the secret. That is how you will be happy. I have a motto that I came up with. It's be real, be genuine, be true to yourself, and be happy. I want you to take that, and I want you to use that, and I want you to write it down. Be real, be genuine, be true to yourself, be happy. And I want you to do that every day. And you take that mantra, so to speak, that motto, and you put it up, you know, where it's safe to do so, because again, you don't want somebody saying, what the heck is that? You know, and again, another thing that they're criticizing you about, you know what I mean? So do it where it's safe, and you're going to see it every day. And then make yourself a promise that you're going to do that. And then start being you. I mean, the criticism's going to come. Yeah, come on. But here's the thing. People are not going to understand something they don't know anything about. Not going to receive it either. So one of the things that you need to do, though, in order to help others understand, they still may not, but this really helps, is if you will get to know who you are, understand what it is that you believe in and what it is that you'll die for. Who are you inside? What is your orientation? You know what I mean? Write those things down, again, where it's safe and no one will find those. Those are cherished personal items that no one needs to find. Writing them in a diary and leaving them in a book somewhere for somebody else to steal and look at and laugh at you, or to use against you. You know, really be smart. You can memorize things. You know, things like this are internal anyway, and part of your spirit. So you don't necessarily have to write it down, but if it's safe, go ahead. Take those things and then be those things. Live that every day, and make yourself that promise to be real and genuine about all that. And then you'll start to see yourself become more and more happy. You'll start to see yourself be more you. You'll be more comfortable in your orientation. And then Now this is what I'm coming back around to. You'll be able to explain to others what LGBT, homosexuality, and gay and all that means when you understand it. You can't explain something you don't get. So figure out what it is that makes you you, and then be that, okay? And then start living that. It took me 46 years to do it. 100,000,000%. I've been doing it over the last, I don't know how many years, but it's been very successful for me, and I'm super happy now. I'm like totally out. Everybody at work knows, everybody on Facebook knows, everybody. And again, I prepared that, I took that, and you know what? People freaked out everywhere, but what am I going to do? You know, this is for me. I'm gay because I'm gay. I'm not gay because everybody else wants me to be. I'm not gay because everybody else doesn't want me to be. I'm me. I'm just myself. And if people don't like it, well, goodbye. If you like it, wonderful. Come on, you know. But be happy being you. Well, I've run out of time, and I hope this video has helped somebody. And I'm just going to give you practical information. How's that? And as I learn stuff, I'll share it with you, and I hope that you'll be happy. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I hope you are happy. Join me on Facebook. David Loves Israel, no spaces. That's on Facebook. I need some people to help support me. You know, if you're LGBT at all, say hi and be my friend. And then I'm also on Twitter and other places, and you can find me there. I've got a lot of videos here, so go ahead and share them on Pinterest and everywhere else, G+, Facebook. Share these videos, okay? And just know that you got a friend in me, and maybe I'm the only one you got, but that's okay. You'll get more. Don't worry about it. Take care, my friend. Have a great day.